everyone, thanks for watching, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, thanks for tuning in. This is the first video I have filmed in weeks and weeks and weeks. We are still kind of isolating in the UK, and to be honest I just haven't been doing that well. I've just had to really take a step back from everything for the past few weeks, but here I am. I've really missed filming videos and I've really missed playing with makeup. But that being said, today's video is something I've never filmed before. It is my tanning routine and self-tan hacks. So basically for the last few weeks I just completely let myself go. I was not feeling good. I was definitely not doing my tan every week like I normally do. Now I only go for something really natural. I am super pale naturally. I'll explain what I've got on at the moment. I'm very pale. I just need something to kind of take the edge off. I never want to go too dark, but not doing my tan for 2 weeks, starting a couple of weeks ago with a completely blank canvas, made me realise I actually have got this nailed now. So I thought it would be really fun to make a video about this because it did make me realise I've actually kind of got it down to a routine that I'm really happy with. So I've just got out the shower, excuse the wet hair, and I've put on a layer of the Santropay, I always thought it was Santropay, we'll go with that. Purity Tan. You can see this is a very well loved bottle. I think this is my second or third bottle of this and I love this so much. I'm wearing it now, but there's no guide colour, so I think it's very light and very bright in here as well, so it's actually washing me out a little bit on camera. There's no guide colour, so I tend to use this during the day. I must admit I don't wear a lot of white or light colours, so I can't really comment too much on whether there's transfer on your clothes or not. I wear mostly dark colours, but since there's no guide colour, it develops throughout the day or the night if you put it on at night time. I do that sometimes as well, and it just gives me a little bit of a top up. So I've got that on now. It's also a tan that I like to use on my face because a lot of fake tans break me out if I use it on my face. This one, touch wood, does not seem to, and I just absolutely love it. It is pricey, but every few weeks somewhere will have this brand on offer, so just wait. You know, I need another bottle, so I'm going to go around the different online shops and just see who's got an offer on Santropay. I don't mind buying 2 bottles of this. I know it's sometimes in a buy one get one half price because I love this so much. I need it in my bathroom cabinet at all times. It looks so good. The tone is lovely. It is subtle, so if you like a dark tan, you might not like this, but I do like it to top up with. I tend to kind of properly tan myself with something else, which I'll show you in just a second. But the Purity Tan, it's great if you just want something really subtle. It's great for like a little top up. It's amazing if you don't like the self-tanning moisturisers, which I really don't tend to like. Again, I'll get into that a bit later. But just trust me and treat yourself to a bottle of this. It's lovely. It smells so good as well. It smells kind of tropical. I'd say it still has like a hint of that fake tan smell about it, which if you've ever worn fake tan, you know exactly what I'm talking about, that kind of biscuity smell. But mostly it just smells of this really nice kind of subtle tropical kind of vibes. And it's really good. I just can't recommend this enough. So I've just discovered that I've actually run out of my favourite tan and didn't order a new one like I intended to. I'm normally quite organised about stuff like that. I hate running out of my favourite products, so I'm definitely going to get online and order some of that and some more of this as well. But my favourite tan is an Isle of Paradise one. I will 100% make sure I link it below because it's so good. It is an extra dark formula. It's a mousse, which is my favourite like texture of fake tan to apply, and it's an extra dark formula, so I do not leave that on overnight. I've left that on overnight before and woken up seriously dark, which is not a good look on me because I am naturally so fair. But I will, if I'm just at home for the day on my day off, pop that on for a few hours, rinse it off, and it develops into the most beautiful long-lasting tan. I do, however, have my second favourite, which is a bit more of a budget option. Again, I'm sure you've all used this. It's the St. Moritz, San Moritz It's instant tanning mousse and the colour is dark. I absolutely love this. I love the colour. I probably applied this on myself, again because of my tattoos. You don't really see my tan very much. But I applied this on myself probably about a week ago, and then I've topped up once with this and then once again today, so this is now developing as we speak. I love it. I love the colour. It applies really nicely, really evenly. The colour is beautiful. It's that kind of olivey tan, but it doesn't look green. I've had tans before that are supposed to have that kind of natural olive undertone that do just come up really green on me. I think because I don't have that undertone naturally. It's obviously kind of harder on my skin tone to replicate a natural tan, but this is amazing and it's so cheap. My only complaint is I don't find it lasts that well. When I use the Isle of Paradise tan, I'm so annoyed I don't have a bottle to show you. I thought that I'd ordered it and obviously just didn't. That one lasts a good week on me, if not more, and I only find that I top up my face with this. And also my hands and my feet. So this is my #1 tanning hack. Before I do my body, I will take my mitt, and I just 100% recommend a mitt that looks like this. I think this is just a Primark one, but I know that so many shops, so many brands will sell one like this. It's like a nice thick kind of velvety material. It's almost that, like, you'll know if you tan, you'll know exactly what I mean, that kind of fake faux fur material. It's not that sort of spongy. There's really thin cheap mitts you can get. I mean, this wasn't expensive at all. I do think it was from Primark, but it would have been a while ago. I got a couple of them, so I've worked my way through one and I'm now on this one. This is exactly what you need because it really buffs the product into your skin. So what I'll do is I will take a little bit of this on my mitt, and I'll do my face, my hands and my feet with the Purity foam. Then I'll go in and tan my body with the Isle of Paradise tan or the St. Moritz. And I find that that is just such a good way to do my face, my hands and my feet. I don't want my hands super dark because I find that they always just look terrible. They look so patchy. Even if I use a brush and I'm really careful. I also wash my hands a lot because of my job. I'm a makeup artist, so obviously not at work right now, but normally when I am working, it comes off my hands really quickly and it doesn't come off evenly. So I found that just by doing a much lighter tan on my hands, I get a much better effect. And then on my feet as well. I mean, not that anyone really sees them, but I found I had the same problem, is that it would come out quite patchy on my feet, and even my best effort, it would then not fade as nicely. So I'm just happy to use a lighter tan on my hands and my feet, and then on my face as well. I do find that maybe every couple of days, if I'm washing my hands a lot, I will just top up with this and I will leave that on overnight. So my kind of base tan that I do once a week, or maybe once every kind of 10 days to 2 weeks, I'll do that all over and then just top up with this one as needed. Actually, while we're on the subject of tools, most of you again probably have seen these, but oh my god, it's a lifesaver. It's a Bondi Sands back applicator, and I think I haven't actually used this end. I think this is an exfoliator because it feels kind of spongy, and then this again is that kind of velvety material, and it does actually come with 1 or 2 extra things so you can replace this, and when it's just absolutely had it, you can replace it with a new one. It would be great if they sold the extra replacement parts on their own. I'm gonna have to look into that. Believe it or not, I have not had this for long, and I would just be there just struggling to reach my back. I also live alone, so anyone coming over, like my mates, I'd be like, can you tan my back? And people just got absolutely sick of me. So I invested in one of these and it is perfect, does the job, and I'm really impressed that, you know, when this is worn out, you can just replace these little bits here. So this has been really good too. Another tip for application actually is really use your mitt to kind of buff your tan in. So for me, it's not good enough to just kind of swipe it on. I think because I am so pale and I'm obviously like cheating the system by faking my tan, I do need to really kind of work it in. I found if I'm not careful, it's so easy for my skin to end up streaky and just patchy and just not very good, and it is my fault, it is in the application. I also use the mitt to like really buff into the seams between my regular tan and then the Purity tan as well. So some other products I love for my face, I do use these two mists right here, the Santropay Purity Face Mist. It's got that same scent as the body foam and I absolutely love it. Again, this is quite a well-loved bottle, as you can see. And then I must be on at least my second or third bottle of the UTAN Jamie Genevieve CBD Tanning Water. It's another facial mist. It smells amazing. This one smells like lavender, but I did just get a few weeks ago this one, which is almond milk, and it's a 50% darker formula, and I think this is going to be my new favourite. My only comment on all of these, especially the UTAN mists, is that at one point I did think they might be breaking me out, so I don't use these every night. I use these every second or third night, and sometimes I won't use them. I'll use the Purity foam, and I found that that is much better. I mean, my skin is breakout prone, so it's difficult to know what's causing it sometimes, and sometimes it is just hormonal and there's nothing I can do. But if I suspect a product is breaking me out, I do try and figure out if it is, and using these a bit less often, I don't think I've had those issues, so I think that's what it is. So a product that I bought for my face but ended up using on my body is this. It's the Tan Luxe Super Glow Hyaluronic Self Tan Serum, and this for me on my face was just too dark. Even if I used like half a drop, which is why there's still so much left in here, it was coming out really dark. And for me, I prefer my face to be lighter because I do wear makeup. I found that I would just much rather tan my body and then use makeup on my face. I just want a subtle tan on my face. But this I've been mixing into my body moisturiser. I've got a couple depending on how dry my skin's feeling, and that seems to be a really good way of making one of those gradual tan moisturisers, because all the gradual tan moisturisers I've tried have ended up going patchy on me. My skin just does not like them. Again, I've tried buffing them in with a tanning mitt, I've tried applying them in different ways, and my skin just doesn't seem to take to them very well. But a really good solution has been using this. I mean, I just think for me the effect that I get from a gradual tanning moisturiser isn't as good as what I get from this. I get a subtle tan, and this is way less effort. It takes much less kind of rubbing in and like kind of perfecting when I apply it. So I would rather do that, or if I want to use a body lotion and I don't want to do this plus a body lotion, this has been a really good solution, and I'm really keen to try some more Tan Luxe products because this is fantastic. It feels lovely, it feels hydrating, but just for me and my face, even if I use the tiniest little drop mixed with my moisturiser, just seems to be a bit dark. I don't know if it's too dark or if it's just not the right tone for my face, but for my body this is fantastic. And again, I just use a couple of drops in my body lotion, moisturiser, whatever I'm using, and I do sometimes like that as well. So the last few products, I'm going to show you what they look like. So I have just hopped out the shower. I've put on a tiny bit of mascara, tiny bit of concealer and some tinted lip balm just to perk me up a little bit because I do get very dark around my eyes. But I wanted to show you how these apply because I just love all of these products so much. I've got 3 products here, so I'll try and apply all of them. But firstly, I have this. It's the Vita Liberata Beauty Blur Sunless Glow Self Tanning Skin Optimizer. So I believe this contains a gradual tan. Am I right about that? Anyway, it's kind of like a makeup primer, tinted moisturiser, self-tan hybrid type of product. I'm not sure what shade this is, but I know that they have a lighter one, and I think they have a darker one than this as well. I think this is just the kind of standard option, and probably since this came out they've expanded, because I did see that they've got a lighter version and I believe a darker version as well, and I would be interested to try the lighter one because this does come up fairly dark on me, but I just love it. It makes your skin look so perfected, so beautiful. It's really comfortable to wear, so if it's super hot and you don't want to wear a full face of makeup, this is a really good solution. But it does also go underneath makeup really nicely as well. It makes a beautiful primer for your makeup. So I love this, I totally recommend it. I've got two more favourites, and these are not gradual tanners. I don't think they have any tanning benefits to your skin, but these are just what I wear with makeup or without makeup when my body is quite dark and I want to just kind of match up my face when I'm putting makeup on. So firstly, I think I've mentioned these in my video before. These are the d-bronzi anti-pollution sunshine drops. Oh God, I've completely lost my words. I tell you what, being isolated alone, I think has just scrambled my brain completely. So if I'm not making any sense, that would be why. So these are d-bronzi anti-pollution sunshine drops by Drunk Elephant. I am a huge fan of the brand in general, and these have almost run out. I reckon I've had these probably about a year now, and I use them almost every day because I love this without makeup as well. I kind of switch between this if my skin is pretty good, and the Vita Liberata Beauty Blur if my skin needs like a bit more help, if I've got some breakouts or some redness, because I feel like the Vita Liberata kind of has sort of smoothing properties, a bit like a primer as well. So these, you have like a little pump here, and again I use just a couple of drops. It's saying you can add them to a serum, sunscreen, oil or moisturiser, which I do. I do mix these with the Drunk Elephant sunscreen a lot of the time. I wear sun cream every day, I burn so easily, and we all know how important it is. Or I do just wear these alone and just really blend them out, but I believe they are best kind of mixed with something else. It is a very liquidy fluid product, so they do mix very nicely with other things. And then lastly, I'm sure you've all seen this before, the by Terry CC Serum in the shade Sunny Flash. This again comes up quite dark on me. The Drunk Elephant Sunshine Drops, they are pretty much the perfect colour. This I have to go steady on because it does come up pretty dark even when my body is kind of freshly tanned and quite dark. I do just have to be careful with these, but they are amazing. They're so expensive, but they are worth every penny. I had like a little kind of mini size one that I got with some other stuff ages and ages ago, and I love them so much. I was like, do you know what, the full size is going to be worth it. And again, I've had this for so long and it's still got plenty in there, it's still going. So pricey purchase, but I don't regret it. I think also this has some skincare benefits. Again, I'll leave a link to all of this in the description box so you can check it out. But by Terry, they are very good at putting skincare kind of into their makeup. So it definitely, I've never linked this to a breakout. It's really lightweight, it's very glowy, so I kind of prefer this without makeup. If I wear this under makeup or kind of mixed with my makeup to sort of bronze up my foundation, I will go very steady because I don't want to have that metallic kind of Tin Man face. I think we've all seen people that have done their makeup like that and have just used like quite a heavy highlighter underneath or mixed in, and that's not for me whatsoever. But I will just use it like a little tiny bit to brighten up my foundation sometimes and kind of bronze up a foundation that's maybe a bit pale. But this is just lovely. So I'm trying to figure out how to apply these to show you what I mean. So I actually probably won't show you the sunshine drops. I might use these in another tutorial because I think all three of them are going to be a bit much, but I'm going to apply the by Terry CC Serum to one half of my face and then the Beauty Blur to the other half. So let's get stuck into that. So I'll do the CC Serum first, give it a little shake. This has been what I do. I'm so bad at stuff like this. I've been lying this down in a drawer, so it's going to take ages. There we go. So I've got just the tiniest little drop on my brush. So I've just zoomed in a bit closer. I'm actually going to take a little bit more of this, just so you can really see the effect that the product has. But you can see how glowy and brightening that is. It's just absolutely lovely. And actually the camera is washing me out a little bit, but the colour is looking pretty good with the colour on my body. I think the fact that I have tattoos all the way up my neck does help me to kind of hide a few mistakes with tanning. Obviously I'm quite heavily tattooed, and my only comment on that is that it does dull them down a little bit. To be honest, I don't even think about having tattoos on a daily basis. They're just there. I've had them for so long that I don't ever really think about them. But if it is going to bother you, that, you know, if you have some tattoos, if they're not going to stand out as much, then tanning just might not be for you. But for me, again, they look nice and vibrant on camera. I think the light is like brightening me up quite a lot in here, but they do just kind of dull them down slightly. It also means if I've got a few like dodgy patches of tan, it does kind of cover them up a little bit. So you can see that the by Terry serum is just kind of giving me kind of bronzy, glowy, that kind of finish that we all love so much. I'm now going to go in on the other side with a bit of the Vita Liberata product. So it's coming up darker than the by Terry serum. I think what it is that I normally use the Vita Liberata Beauty Blur under makeup. So it doesn't matter if it's a little bit darker, because I use quite a lot of concealer to sort of brighten up my face. I get really dark around my eyes. So that I probably do just naturally kind of balance out the colour in this one. Again, you can see that that's kind of, you can see I've got some blemishes just here on my cheek and then around my jaw as well. And it is smoothing them out a little bit. It is still looking quite glowy as well. A bit more of the CC serum on this side. Now that it's kind of settling in, I can get away with a bit more. I'm just using tiny amounts of each product because I have to be so careful that I don't completely tango myself. Now you can see they're coming up relatively similar on camera, but I do like them for different things. And I have found that I think the lighting in here is quite flattering, that the by Terry CC serum, if I go too overboard, it can look just a little bit metallic-y, but it does sit really nicely under makeup, mixes nicely with makeup. The Beauty Blur is amazing under makeup or just on its own. I love that one because it just evens my skin out a little bit, gives me a bit of a bronze glow, matches my face up with my body. You can see that's a much better match now, both sides. So those are just 3 products that I absolutely love for my face. So that is going to go ahead and conclude this video, I think. I'm so annoyed I didn't have that Isle of Paradise tanner to show you, but I will link it. I think I pay about £18 per bottle, but because it's so dark, it lasts me for ages and ages and ages. I can be quite sparing with how much I use. So that I just would highly recommend. Check out the link below because I think a lot of you will really love that. So yeah, drop me a comment and let me know your favourite fake tan, your tips. It's something that I think has moved on so much. Like when I was a teenager, fake tan was awful, and especially for me being so fair, it was just a disaster, so I didn't really bother. But I think the products have moved on such a long way. You've got different options for application as well, so let me know if there's anything you really love that I need to check out. I'm gonna go and finish drying my hair and get dressed and ready for the day. Thank you so much for joining me and for watching. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I have been working on something super exciting over the past few weeks, so I'm actually gonna go and start making a video about that now, which is really, really fun. And I've got a few more ideas, but if there's anything you want to see, let me know, and I'll see you next time. Bye!